I love this topic. Collaboration. Nothing begins with us. The more we pay attention, the more we begin to realize that all the work we ever do is a collaboration. It's a collaboration with the art that comes before you and the art that will come after. It's also a collaboration with the world you're living in, with the experiences you've had, with the tools you use, with the audience, and with who you are today. The self has many distinct aspects. It's possible to create a piece, love it, and then look at it the next day and feel completely different about it. The inspired artist aspect of yourself may be in conflict with the craftsperson aspect. Not true. Disappointed that the craftsperson is unable to create the physical embodiment of the inspired artist's vision. This is a common conflict for creators since there is no direct conversion from abstract thought to the material world. The work is always an interpretation. There are many different hats the artist wears, and creativity is an internal discussion between these aspects of self. The negotiation continues until the selves create the best work they can together. The work itself also wears different hats. You may make a piece and feel you know exactly what it is. Then someone else may experience it and sense they know exactly what it is. And yet what you see and what they see may be completely different. What's of particular interest about this is that neither one is right, and both are right. There is not something to be concerned about if the artist is happy with the work they're creating and the viewer is enlivened by the work they're experiencing. It doesn't matter if they see it in the same way. In fact, it's impossible for anyone to experience your work as you do or as anyone else does. You could have a distinct idea of what a piece means, how it functions, or why it's pleasing, and someone else can like it or dislike it for an entirely different reason. The purpose of the work is to awaken something in you first, and then allow something to be awakened in others. And it's fine if they're not the same thing. We can only hope that the magnitude of the charge we experience reverberates as powerfully for others as it does for us. Sometimes the artist may not be the crafter of the work. Marcel Duchamp would find everyday objects, a snow shovel, a bicycle wheel, a urinal, and simply decide they were art. He called them ready-mades. A painting is just a painting until you put a frame on it and hang it on a wall. Then it's called art. What's considered art is simply an agreement, and none of it is true. What is true is that you are never alone when you're making art. If you are in a constant dialogue with what is and what was, and the closer you can tune into that discussion, the better you can serve the work before you. What an interesting idea, commentary. That you're serving the work that came before you. I love that. Generational kind of thing. Honoring your elders kind of thing. So many great lines in this. I love that concept that not just the concept, but the way he says it. Like, no big deal if you like peace and the piece does something for you and it does something different for the people looking at it. Like, that's just a given. It's not sweat. because a lot of times you comment on my work and you're saying these beautiful, amazing things that I definitely hadn't thought of, and you don't necessarily say what I have thought of. And in Rick Rubin's opinion, well, that is just a given. That's just right. That you see something that I don't see, and you experience it in a different way. But I love how he brings it back into the magnitude of the charge we experience reverberating as powerfully. That maybe you won't have the exact same translation of the piece, but that your resonance and the reverberation and the power and the magnitude of the piece will be equal, if all goes well. Love that. What are your thoughts on this chapter? Let me know in the comments. And please, like and subscribe. Like he says, it's all a collaboration. So, your collaboration just with the likes and subscribes makes it feel like that friggin' collaboration. That puts the nail on the head, as my high school teacher used to say. Thanks for listening.